Good afternoon, Seawolves. The semester is coming to an end. I hope your semester has been as smooth and serene as it can be. I'm Ashley Nunez. Welcome back to another edition of Stony Brook Media Group's news show. The midterm elections took place November 8th. In this edition of Stony Brook Media Group's, Anastasia Poulos is in the studio to round up on the 2022 midterm elections. Anastasia?
Thanks, Ashley. Welcome to our Election Day Roundup. As Election Day was this past Tuesday, here is a recap of our New York State elections and taking a look at the Senate races across America. The race for New York State Governor was a highly watched election, with incumbent Kathy Hochul becoming the first woman to be elected to New York State Governor. The race was close at first, but current numbers have Hochul with a sizable lead over Lee Zeldin with nearly 3 million votes. Nearly 6 million people voted for governor, with more mail-in ballots that still need to be counted from absentee voters. The battle for Stony Brook's District 1 House seat between Bridget Fleming and Nicholas LaLota has been called, with LaLota as the winner. The Republican has gotten over 47% of the votes and will be taking over Lee Zeldin's seat in the House. Senator Chuck Schumer has gotten himself another 6 years in office after defeating Republican Joe Pinion, with over 55% of the nearly 6 million votes taken. For State Senate District 1, Stony Brook alum Skylar Johnson was unfortunately unable to defeat Anthony Palumbo in his election. Palumbo currently has nearly 55% of the vote for this district. Nationally, 5 states are being considered for a toss-up, as we await mail-in ballots from absentee voters. Wisconsin has currently been called for the race of Republican incumbent Ron Johnson. Pennsylvania has also called Democrat John Fetterman the winner. Nevada and Arizona have currently not declared a winner, as they continue to wait for around 20% of votes to still be counted. Finally, Georgia is an interesting race, as Democratic incumbent Raphael Warnock and Republican Herschel Walker's results were so close that they will be entered into a runoff election to see who gets the Senate seat. These 3 states will be determining which party gains control over the Senate. Currently, Republicans have 49 seats and Democrats have 48. The 2022 midterm elections are leaving lingering questions of some races across America, these states holding the fate of who controls the House and Senate on their shoulders.
Thank you, Anastasia. Florida is recovering after Hurricane Nicole arrived at the end of this week. This is only the 3rd time a hurricane hit Florida in November since record-keeping began. Extreme flooding from the storm slammed the Bahamas this past Wednesday. Officials stated that over 860 people in the Bahamas were in shelters due to the storm. In Florida, the Category 1 hurricane brought destruction to Daytona Beach. The hurricane killed at least 4 in Florida. At least 49 beachfront properties in Volusia County are unsafe after the hurricane. Long Island is anticipating the remnants of the storm this Friday afternoon into Saturday morning. There is a possibility for flooding and power outages throughout the island. Following the hurricane update, the next news is about the flu. Recently, the power of the flu is getting stronger in New York. We can take a look at the vaccination event that took place this past Monday. Anthony?
Thank you, Ashley. The Stony Brook Center for Prevention and Outreach held a special Get Your Flu Vaccine event at the Stony Brook Union on Monday. I was there with Stony Brook Media Group Skylar Day Harmon to talk to students about the importance of getting a flu shot. The Stony Brook University Center for Prevention and Outreach gave students and faculty the opportunity to get their annual flu shot this past Monday in the Union Ballroom. The event was put on in partnership with national retail chain CVS Pharmacy. Abhishek Khurana, a pharmacy intern, was there to help out.
So I work with Michelle here at CVS Pharmacy. She's my boss, and as part of the program, they send grad interns and pharmacists to different locations, and we help immunize during flu season to promote people from getting the vaccine. Some people can't come or don't have time to come into the actual pharmacy, so coming to schools, universities, campuses, nursing homes helps people get the vaccine in a more accessible way.
Cases of the flu are rising at their highest levels in over 2 years since the COVID-19 pandemic began.
In a post-COVID world where everyone's been isolated for a couple of years now, there's not as much immunity going on, and so it's really important to build that back up and to make sure that we don't start spreading the flu again.
College campuses such as Stony Brook University are prime targets for community spread of the flu and other common airborne illnesses.
Flu is something that comes around yearly. It gets different strands. So even if you got it last year, you should still get it this year. and it promotes herd immunity, especially on a big college campus where we're all in close proximity, where we're all engaging high fives and hugs and close physical contact. Is important to be safe for your sake and your friends' sakes and your teachers and classmates.
Members of the campus community who didn't get a shot during Monday's event say that they fully intend on making an appointment for one as soon as possible in order to stay healthy and safe during the fall and winter season.
I feel like it would help me protect my family. A lot of them get sick very often, and also help protect the people around me.
With the holiday season coming up, Corona says that there is no better time than now for everyone who is eligible to get vaccinated.
During the winter season, fall season, cases go up for flu shots. I mean, not flu shots, but the flu in general. COVID has been increasing every season, especially in the winter. So it's good to get it. It's to prevent the likelihood of getting it, or even prevent the seriousness of getting it, of getting a severe case.
I was also there to capture the moment that Stony Brook Media Group's very own Skylar Day Harmon got her shot, and she didn't even budge. For the Stony Brook Media Group, I'm Anthony Johnson. To find a flu vaccine near you, visit the CDC's online vaccine finder. Back to you, Ashley.
Thank you, Anthony. With Thanksgiving on the horizon, it's important to note exactly how expensive your turkey dinner will be. We turn to our economic correspondent, Dmitry Krabev. Hey, Dmitry, tell us how it's looking for this year.
Thanks, Ashley. A cornucopia of inflation and supply chain issues might gobble up a bit more of your paycheck this Thanksgiving dinner. Bill Mattis of the California Poultry Federation says an outbreak of avian influenza has taken 50 million potential turkeys off the grocery shelves. Along with inflation, here's what that means for you and your wallet. Turkeys. Their prices are up 17%. Butter and margarine up 34%. Eggs 43%. And cranberry sauce is up 24%, which is a shame because I love cranberry sauce. These are the estimates from the latest Consumer Price Index and Chicago-based market research firm IRI. Bad weather has made for a more difficult harvest, so even vegetables are getting more expensive. Given these rising prices, some analysts are saying it may even be cheaper to eat out at a restaurant this Thanksgiving. But there might be good news this holiday season. The latest economic data from the Federal Reserve suggests that inflation is finally cooling down based on the numbers from October. I'd like to round out our Thanksgiving coverage with a quote from my favorite Thanksgiving idol, Oprah Winfrey. Be thankful for what you have, you'll end up having more. If you concentrate on what you don't have, you will never have enough. Back to you, Ashley.
Thank you, Dmitry. We turn to Justin Mitzelmaker as he shares a professor's dedication to bringing math to life. Let's explore the link between mathematics and art.
Knots, swirls, loops, and twists. Welcome to the world of Professor Moira Chaz.
These are all math ideas that I'm trying to bring to the world.
Brown and bleak on the outside, inside the math tower, colorful creations are born. While they may look abstract to the untrained eye, Chaz's forms are rooted in topology, a study focused on the deformation and fluidity of geometrical shapes.
You can deform things. In this knot, I could present it like this. It's still the same knot if I deform it in the 3 space.
With her headphones in and her chair reclined, Chaz gets to work. Initially taking up crochet 20 years ago to make baby clothes while pregnant, Chaz transformed her hobby into a physical learning tool to help students better understand mathematical concepts.
So the volume of this is the volume of the cube divided by 3. So now you learn the formula. When you have these objects and you pass it around and people start to understand something, that was a big motivation.
And her desired effect?
Some idea clicks in your head, it's like, that's a little, I think seeing these things, get people a little closer to math, and that I really like.
Expanding beyond the classroom, the latest exhibition at the Simon Center Gallery puts Chaz's work on public display for the first time. Yet, she's hesitant to call her creations art.
I'm a little bit ignorant about art to make myself art. I know math.
Exhibit curator Lorraine Walsh disagrees.
Maybe a mathematician would walk into this gallery and they would look at this and say, well, that's a Klein bottle, or they would look at this, well, here we have a torus or figure 8, but an artist would walk in and see a piece of artwork. She's also a true artist in a way, although she may not agree with me, but in that she's always making.
To understand how math ties into art, Walsh says to take a look back at history.
The whole idea of Da Vinci's divine proportion, it's all math. Or the medieval cathedrals in Europe, the cathedral in Milan or in Florence. You know, a lot of those cathedrals were built with simple mathematical constructions. There is no one way of making art, expressing art. There's no one art form. And I hope when people come to see the gallery and the work, that they take from it something that is meaningful to them.
For the Stony Brook Media Group, I'm Justin Mitzelmaker.
That's everything we have for you today. Thank you for tuning in to our show. I'm Ashley Nunez. Have a great weekend. As we prepare for the season of giving, join the Stony Brook Media Group in our last show of the semester. Our second annual Holiday Spectacular show will air on December 2nd. See you then.